is the PCSRA Radio Network and the Blue Hedgehog TV. We now interrupt your regular scheduled programming for the following sports special. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues, Incorporated, for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast, retransmission, or other dissemination or the use of this broadcast, descriptions or accounts of this show without the express written consent of the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues, Incorporated, is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to the PCSRA Paddock Pass Show. We're glad that you're here to start a new journey of the PCSRA as the chase for the 2021 championships begin. Welcome to the PCSRA Paddock Pass on the PCSRA Radio Network as we get ready to bring you all the racing for the 2021 season. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Now, for the greatest show on earth from today's episode of the PCSRA Paddock Pass from Yukon, Oklahoma, here's the voice of the PCSRA, Daniel Voiles. Good morning and welcome here to Yukon, Oklahoma, as we are ready to start Triple P here on the PCSRA Radio Network, the Blue Hedgehog TV, presented by Courtyard by Marriott. Daniel Voiles, welcome you to a Wednesday morning edition of Triple P. Glad to have you all with us on this great, amazing day. We are excited to get this party started. Before we start Triple P, make sure you take note of the description before you start commenting in the stream. That way you guys know what the rules are and make my life a little easy. So, just want to go over a couple of announcements before we get started with the show. Cannot believe we're already at this point of the year where, you know, kids go back to school and all that, but if I had some advice to the children as far as like school, make sure you guys do wash your hands, watch your distance, and all that good stuff, because, you know, COVID cases are starting to rise up in the U.S. and some states have already declined to do wear mask and all that. So so make sure you guys continue to wash your hands, practice social distancing, etc., etc. So yeah, just wanting to point that out. So couple of other things I need to mention is that we are excited next week NASCAR's back, so I don't have to hear anybody on Twitter bitching about the NASCAR situation, which, by the way, we'll talk about that in the top story news. So we'll see how things are going to go, and should be interesting. So with that being said, we are going to kick off Triple P. I'm going to be by myself solo, but I do want to pass along a little note on the agenda. You noticed there was one track that was missing on our agenda, and that was Winton Raceway. The next race for Supercars that was supposed to be this weekend has been postponed in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which we'll talk about more on that in the top story news. As I had to take a drink of strawberry milk that I'm not sharing. Okay. So, with that all taken care of, let's go ahead and get you to the recapping, starting with DTM. So, yeah. The top 10 results for DTM. Philip Ellis got his first win of the season. He's the winner. Liam Lawson second. Mike Rockenfeller third. Kelvin Vanderlyn fourth. Alex Albon fifth. Lucas Auer sixth. Marco Whitman seventh. Esteban Muth eighth. Sheldon Vanderlyn ninth. And Maximilian Bulk completed the top 10. The top 10 results in race 2. Maximilian Gotz the winner, Liam Lawson second, Kelvin Vanderlyn third, Philip Ellis fourth, Sheldon Vanderlyn fifth. I didn't know Kelvin and Sheldon were brothers. I didn't know that. Marco Whitman sixth, Daniel Junsadella of Spain finished seventh, Mike Rockenfeller eighth, Lucas Auer ninth, and Nico Mueller complete the top 10. Last but not least, to Formula E. The results from race number 12, round 12 of the championship, race 1 at London. Jake Dennis, the winner. Nick DeFries, second. Alex Lynn, third. Andre Lauderer, fourth. Rene Rast, fifth. Lucas Degrassi, sixth. We'll talk about him in race 2. Stoffel Van Dorn, seventh. Antonio Felix da Costa finished eighth. Ninth was Eduardo Montara, and Pascal Verlaine completed top 10. A couple of notes I need to mention. 4 drivers did not finish the race. Norman Nato, Tom Bloomquist, Sam Bird, and Alexander Sims. Sebastian Buemi and Oliver Rowland were disqualified. The top 10 results for the race number 2. Lucas Degrassi originally won, but was disqualified for violating a rule. And the rule, which was he came to pit road under one of the safety cars, didn't come to a complete stop, overtook 7 cars and took the race lead, which he was given a drive-through penalty. He did not serve the drive-through penalty, was given the black flag, and the and that was that. So yeah, that was pretty much how it went down, if you ask me. So, and that was the only disqualifications. My thoughts, other than that, it was pretty good racing we had, and all that. So, all of us gave it like 7, 7.5, 8, 9-ish. That's what the panelist got. Cody said he didn't watch it, so there you go. Alright, let's get right into the top story news. We have a lot to go over in this discussion. Today, this morning, around about 4 hours ago, was announced that Formula E, I'll go ahead and pull this up, is that Nissan Dams has been rumored to sign Alex Albon for the 2022 for Season 8. Replacing departing driver Oliver Rowland. That is a rumor going on around the paddock, so we'll have to keep an eye on that so far. As I documented at the top of the show, supercars have been dealing with some issues. They might be having the New Zealand race canceled, the Bathurst 1000 postponed due to COVID-19, and some people are saying that they need to end the season. Here's where some people are wrong. You don't understand that if they do end up canceling the rest of the season, it would not count as a championship. So there you go. So, yeah. So, let's see. Sydney Motorsports Park was slated for next month, but that was postponed due to COVID-19. Queensland will be penciled in to replace it on the August 21st, 22nd weekend. Supercars are expected to deliver 12 rounds of the championship, like I said before. So here's a couple of things that's going to be some question marks regarding about supercars is concerned. Queensland, like I said, has earmarked Queensland Raceway as its next stop on the calendar. However, that's looking likely to either be postponed or left off the entire calendar completely. Tickets have not gone on sale. The Perth Super Night that was scheduled for September 11th and 12th is understood to be at risk, as is the Auckland Super Sprint, the penultimate round. Both of those events are expected to be axed, however, which is no decision as far as that's concerned. If they do end up canceling Auckland, which we would get the points for that. Let's see. No decision has been made whether Sydney Super Night will slot into the calendar, having been postponed from its intentional date, but Supercars will make sure to have 3 each year for New South Wales. Bathurst 1000 we talked about could be postponed very likely. However, I don't know if that will be confirmed. As I said, Supercars have to complete 5 rounds for it to be a complete championship. So that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on as far as that's concerned. But, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll have to wait and see as far as that is concerned. Let me know what you all think in the comments section down below. Next topic. This was after, I don't know if this was addressed on this channel or not. Excuse me. Is that, Devin Rose, who most recently ran the truck race at Knoxville, has been released from the hospital, so he's recovering from injuries, so good news to hear. Bimbo Bakery announced they are going to be back at JTT Dotery Racing for the Cup Series in 2021. Alan Gustafson and Cliff Daniels, that's who it is, thank you, announcer, were fined $50,000. Their engine person was suspended for the Watkins Glen, which is next weekend. Hendrick Motorsports released this statement. Due to an administrative error, one of our sealed engines assigned to the number 9 car was unintentionally allocated to our number 48 team in New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Although the engine passed technical inspection, absolutely no competitive advantage was gained. We acknowledge NASCAR's pros correctly in this instance. Rules regarding the assigned or sealed engines are clear, and we understand and respect their decision to issue a penalty. We apologize for the mistake and have taken steps to make sure it will not be repeated. So there you go. Kyle Larson is partnering with the Urban Youth Racing School for a special event. He and other Hendrick drivers will take part in the Celebrity GP. Taylor Gray announced some 2022 news. Taylor Gray announced that he is going to be running for David Gillen Racing in both the ARCA Series as well as the Truck Series next season.
He's actually a full-time driver in the ARCA Menard Series East, as well as competing part-time in ARCA and the Truck Series. So there you go. Glad to have him aboard. So he'll probably be in that 17 All-Star truck, if you ask me. NASCAR fans may have to pay to watch some races after 2024. The NTT IndyCar Series and NBC Sports agree to a multi-year deal. We don't know when NBC Sports Network will shut down. There's been some discussion that NASCAR fans may have to pay $5 to watch all three of NASCAR's Xfinity Cup, which is ridiculous. I'd rather watch a race and all. Yeah. NASCAR says the Xfinity race at Michigan International Speedway will now be at 3:30 Eastern Time instead of 3 p.m. That was yesterday. Prayers to William Byron on his mom recovering from in the hospital. NASCAR Reddit said drivers wanted summer break to be a regular thing, which can't say I argue about them as far as that is concerned. To some Formula One news that's been going crazy. Bottas is rumored to be leaving Mercedes to go to a different team next year. However, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We'll see. This one is a biggie. We were just talking about supercars having troubles with their calendar. F1's the same way. As I'm going to take a drink of my strawberry milk. There we go. Let's see. 2021 Formula One season could conclude in Saudi Arabia instead of Abu Dhabi as originally planned. This is from race fans. The mood change would see Saudi Arabia GP at the new Jeddah swap weekends with Abu Dhabi at Yas Marina because of the COVID-19 situation. Change, I believe, under consideration because United Arab Emirates is on Britain's red zone, which is no surprise. Moving Abu Dhabi forward by a week would allow most of that period to expire during the Saudi Arabian weekend, which becomes the final race. However, nothing is confirmed as far as that's concerned. Wei Che is gone from Ferrari, which is no surprise, if you know what I mean. This is a rumor that I don't know if this will get confirmed or not. Mattia Binotto may be stepping down as team principal in the at Ferrari, which, to be honest with you, that would not be a big surprise. So, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Lawrence Stroll excited by VW's potential F1 entry, which I would like to see that happen and all that. So, yeah. Michael Annett still recovering from the injury report and all that, yada yada yada. Don't think we had anything happen on this day in history that I know of as far as racing and all that. By the way, this TM Master Cup Series update, as well as the Diva Series update. Of course, the Diva Series got done racing at Kansas, the TMSRA Diva Series, which was chaotic, and it was a good race, so, yeah. Diva Series next race will be at Bristol in a couple of weeks, and for a further discussion on the Kansas Lottery 100, join Amber McMillan for Inside the Diva Series with Candace Young and Heather Galloway. Hope you'll join her for that. as far as that's concerned. That's for the bone. That is the Mercy Orthopedics injury report. Slow down by an arthritis, a broken bone, or a sports injury. Count on Mercy to help restore your orthopedic life. Call Mercy Orthopedics today. Mercy and the PCSRA, a proud partnership for over a decade. Now let's talk about TM Master Cup Series, and also we have the ASCC update. Yevgeny Kuznetsov finally got his first career win in the TM Master Cup Series in the Russian Grand Prix. Master Cup Series next race will be at the Round of Wales, and that will be very exciting. And for a further discussion on the Russian GP, join Dan Mullen for the TM Master Cup Series Insider Show. So that's something we're looking forward to. The Championship 4 is set in the ASCC, as we had Seth Anderson make it into the Final Four to compete for the championship for the ASCC title. Congratulations to him. Our season finale will be racing at Daytona, so that will be something fun. So, yeah. But, should be interesting. I think that's it as far as that is concerned. So, let's preview Hungary. Of course, like I said, we were supposed to have Winton be on the agenda, but of course, with Winton being postponed to who knows when that will happen, we'll have to wait and see what will happen. So we don't know when Winton will happen, but we'll see. But getting back to Hungary, we're back for the Hungaroring. It is the final race for F1 till the summer break. Same with Formula 3 and the W Series. I think it's going to be an interesting race, if you know what I mean. Even though it is a lot harder on the track is like hard as far as tires is concerned. These 70 laps will be very interesting. Of course, remember, Max Verstappen crashed his car, and they got his car fixed in time before the race started, and that was what happened last year, and Lewis Hamilton dominated to a win. We'll see what happens here this year, as far as that's concerned. So with that said, let's get into the predictions. Let's go over first the global standings as we leave London and Germany. Cody Smart has a 2-point cushion over myself. He has 245. I have 243. Nathan Orman is at 200 points. He's like 45 points back. Zachary Taylor not too far behind Orman. He is at 198. Brendan Rogers 65. Cody Goforth at 59. The NASCAR standings, of course, there were no NASCAR race. There was no race this weekend. There's not going to be one or last weekend, and there's not going to be one this weekend. So the NASCAR standings still the same from Loudon, and which I'll go ahead and go over. This is going into Watkins Glen when we come back next week. Cody Smart 182, Zachary Taylor 139, Nathan Norman 128. I have 99 and round up the top 5. Great Lakes has 33 and 6. Q-Man 7th at 28. Cody Goforth, Kyle England have 27 points. Brendan Rogers is 11th at 26. So, all of us have already made our predictions for the, well, other than Zachary Taylor. So I'll just read off Cody's, Orman's, and my picks, and then and then Taylor's will be later. So, for Cody Smart for the W Series, he took Alice Powell for driver to win. Driver stay away from Vicky Pereira and Jamie Chadwick, the dark horse. In Formula 3, he took Dennis Hogger as driver to win. Driver stay away from Oliver Rasmussen and Ollie Caldwell as dark horse. For F1, he took Max Verstappen, driver to win. Driver stay away from George Russell and Lewis Hamilton as the dark horse. For Nathan Orman, he took Miki Koyama as driver to win. Driver stay away from Belen Garcia and Alice Powell as the dark horse. In F3, driver to win Arthur Leclerc. Driver stay away from Alexander Sumalar. Jack Doohan, dark horse. Then F1, Lewis Hamilton, driver to win. Pierre Gasly, driver to stay away from Sergio Perez as dark horse. For yours truly, I took Jamie Chadwick, driver to win. Driver to stay away from Abby Eaton and Nerea Marti as the dark horse. I might put Alice. I might put like Miki Koyama as dark horse for my backup. I'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, so I'll go with so I'm gonna go with a backup dark horse, Miki Koyama, if my other pick is not in there. So yeah. Frederick Viesti will be my driver to win for Formula 3. Driver stay away from Ollie Caldwell and Clement Novalak, dark horse. Then F1, I took Valtteri Bottas, driver to win. Driver stay away from Charles Leclerc and dark horse Lando Norris. And then when Taylor gets his predictions to me, he'll send them to me and all that good stuff. So, final thoughts, as this show has gone really quickly and we're not even 30 minutes. And we're going to be under the short deal. That's because I didn't want to waste anybody's time, because I have a premiere coming up in a little bit. So, but for my final thoughts as we head into the final NASCAR weekend that's off, for me, I feel like you know, coming out of London and Germany, it was a really good racing we saw. We saw some interesting battles, some first-time winners. I don't think anybody predicted that. And hopefully F1, Formula 3, and W Series will have some good races, final good races until the summer break. And then we'll see what happens moving on into the onto the race weekend. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Off topic here. Emo sends Simone Belly some St. Louis style pizza. Wow. That's unexpected. I never had emos, but I would like to try emos one of these days. Now that we're getting off topic on food, so sorry. Oh man, it should be good. It should be a really fun time so far. Let's take a look at this week's upcoming events. Of course, there's no NASCAR Pit Stop show because we're still on the Olympic coverage. As you can go away, phone. I don't know why I keep getting scams. But there's no NASCAR Pit Stop show, as I said, due to the fact that we're on the Olympic break. So the only thing Elijah has going on would be 11 o'clock. That would be on Saturday, if he does it on Saturday. We'll see what happens. That is a look at this week's upcoming events. Brought to you by Kim K Coach Lines, the official motor coach carrier of the PCSRA. For more information, visit kimkcoach.com for details. As far as looking at this week's upcoming PCSRA racing events on Triple P, next week we're going to recap Hungary. Yes, we're going to recap Hungary. It is also, I forgot to mention this, it is also the final weekend in July. This is the final Wednesday of July. We also have the endurance race, the 24 hours of spas, so that's something we're looking forward to. So next week we're going to recap Hungary, take you through all the good stuff and all that, and then we look ahead to the critical part. DTM is at Zolder. IndyCar is at Nashville. We got IMSA, which, by the way, we'll have an IMSA podcast at Road America. NASCAR is back after taking 2 weeks off. The Truck Series will have their regular season finale at Watkins Glen. That will determine who will make it into the playoffs for that series. We also have Xfinity and Cup also at the Glen. And that should be fun as well. And then the following week, they'll be at IndyCar. They'll be with IndyCar at the road course at Indianapolis. So that's a look at this week's upcoming awesome events presented by Subway Eat Fresh, proud sponsor of Chloe Bumgarner and the number 84 Audi RS8. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office is a proud sponsor of the PCSRA and wants to remind all of our friends that drinking and driving is deadly and illegal. Together we can end DUI. Visit enduyok.com for more details. As we close the broadcast here today, we want to thank July. July, it's been a fun month. Of course, we had a good birthday and all that, yada, yada, yada. And it's been a very exciting time to say thank you so much. And we do wish you with what's coming up next, if you know what I mean. Special thanks to my awesome crew, Allison Rainey, Zachary Taylor, Nathan Orman, Kyle Langling, all of our amazing friends, and Brendan Rogers, our statistician Caleb Hobbs, producer and engineer Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Tang, Alex Hawkins, Dennis Kelly, Tom Shores, Greg Rutz, our sign light engineer, and all of our amazing people. Daniel Anderson running the show for us back in our PCSRA Network studios. And also, Arthur is going to be over at the end of season 25. So, which will be in the winter of 2022. So, yeah. But, yeah. God, me trying to catch up on Arthur, that's going to be crazy and all that good stuff. But, thank you guys for joining me on this amazing show. Of course, we'll have another show on Friday to discuss some other news that we didn't discuss on here, which is why the Blue Hedgehog podcast is a reason. So that should be a lot of fun. Until next week, when we recap Hungary, take you through all the good stuff and all that, and we look ahead to the race weekend of NASCAR's return to Watkins Glen, IndyCar racing at Nashville, and so much more. But until next week on this channel for Triple P, this is the Individual saying, farewell August, and Boomers Sooner, everybody.
On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, PCSRA Paddock Pass has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Thanks for joining us for the PCSRA Paddock Pass Show. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation on the PCSRA Sports Network. Copyright 2021 by the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues and the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association, Incorporated.